Hello, SRF Ninja here from soreelflix.com, and guess what? It's that time of the month again. Like I always say, I'm going to share everything that I bought in the month of October. It's a good amount of movies. It's not a lot of horror like I said it was going to be, but hey, let's get straight down into it. I'm going to get to all the movies that I did a review. Theresa is a Mother, boom, DVD. It's a decent movie. It won a lot of awards at like festivals and stuff like that. And I thought it was decent. It's more of a drama, a little bit of comedy. I would say check the trailer, check the synopsis on the back, and see if it's for you. But definitely check out my review. Just click right here. Click right here. If you like my review, maybe you'll check it out. I thought it was a decent movie. I think I gave it a 3 out of 5. Coming up to Blood Punch, boom. This movie is actually a pretty good movie. Actually, I was surprised by this movie. Won a ton of awards again, just like that one, but this has a little bit more awards, as it shows on the back here. It's like a Groundhog's Day effect going on in this. It's like Groundhog's Day, and they keep on killing this one guy over and over and over again, but they're trying to figure out how to get out. And of course, at the end, they think they might know what it's all about. But overall, I thought this was a cool movie. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. Check out my review right here. I definitely say give this a check out. Probably purchase it. I thought it was a cool movie. I Need a Dodge. Boom. This is a documentary on Joe Strummer, a guy from a band that you should probably know of, The Clash, if you didn't know. But the documentary's okay. It's just kind of weird. It follows Joe Strummer in Spain, and somehow he loses a car or whatnot. But it's a weird documentary on that. It's not really about The Clash, not really a full documentary on Joe Strummer. It's just, the documentary just follows him during his few weeks down in Spain. So I thought it was just okay. You can check out my review right here. If you're a big Joe Strummer fan, maybe you'll enjoy that one. But I thought it was just okay. Next up, another DVD. This one's a horror related. The Horror Network. This is like, I think it's four short films or 5. I forget. I think it's 4. But overall, I thought it was a pretty cool movie. Definitely give this a check out. If you can see it on Netflix, maybe pop that up. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix or not, but if you do see it, check it out. I thought it was pretty cool. It had some cool stories. My favorite one, though, is the most brutal one, and it's in Spanish. I really like that. It's not overall, like, real scary. Some of it has that Outer Limits feel to it, but I thought it was a decent movie. You can check out my review right here. Click that guy, and if you can't, check out the links below. I'll have them all below as well if you don't have your annotations on. This is another one that I reviewed. This was from We'll Go USA. A lot of people are looking forward to this, actually. This is The Golden Cane Warrior. This is actually a pretty cool movie. I really enjoyed it. It looks really, really good on Blu-ray, and the sound quality is awesome. The story's pretty cool. It's not like it hasn't been done before, but the action is actually pretty good. If you like people fighting with bow staffs or, the sticks and stuff like that, I would say give this a check out, but there is 2 gripes in this movie, and you want to learn about those gripes for me, you can check out my review right here. Click that guy. But overall, I gave this a 4 out of 5. If it wasn't for those gripes, I was going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Next up, horror-related, Bloody Knuckles from Artsploitation. Some people don't like it, but I highly enjoyed it because it was something different. It's about this guy who gets his hand cut off, and his hand comes to life. It's got a lot of comedy in it, and it's got a lot of gore in it. So I highly enjoyed this. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. Check out my review right here. And again, this is another movie that won a lot of awards at the film festivals and stuff like that. I highly enjoyed this. Also recommend checking out the short stories on this. I have 2 of them in there in the bonus feature section. They're actually pretty gory as well. Give this a check out. Next up, from Arrow Video, Tenderness of the Wolves. I thought this was going to be like a horror movie, but it's more like a psycho serial killer based on a true story type of film. Now, this is a guy going around killing little boys or young boys that he has sexual fantasies over. And he's like into vampires and stuff like that, so he sucks on their neck and bites them and whatnot. And this movie has been done before. It's like from the movie's called M, a lot older than this one. But I thought this was just an okay movie. I enjoyed M a lot more, but this is not a lot of gore in it, some nudity, but it was just okay. I'll check out my review right here, check out the trailers, and decide for yourself. It's a decent film still. It's in German, so you have to read the subtitles. Next up, another Arrow Video release, Black Cats, the box set. 2 movies in this guy. Show them up, here's the box. Here's the two movies that you get. You get Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key. Now, out of the box set, this is my favorite. It's the oldest one. These are adaptations of Edgar Allan Poe's story, so about the Black Cat, of course. Both of them have similar sort of thing going on at the end, as is adapted from the short story from Edgar Allan Poe, but definitely different. Somebody going around killing people and no one really knows, so there's a lot of twists and turns, and I really like the ending of this, and I really enjoyed this. I gave this a 4 out of 5. This one's my least favorite of the box set, but I'm not saying I didn't like it. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. This one's a little out there. It's about this guy controlling this cat with his mind, and the cat's going around killing people. So the effects are kind of fakeish looking, but it is from the 70s. But overall, it's a decent movie. You also get this book here, pictures and whatnot, tells you about the movie, or movies, I should say. Overall, I gave the whole box set a 4.5 out of 5. I love the picture. I love the sound, and the movies were good. So go check that out. Check out my review right here. If you can buy it, I think it's limited to 3,000 copies, so you might want to get your hands on that before that runs out. Clint Eastwood, Escape from Alcatraz. I picked this up, just came out on Blu-ray. Highly enjoyed this movie. I like Clint Eastwood, but I really like this. The whole planning of breaking out of the prison, knowing he has his true story, of course. And highly enjoyed it. Definitely pick this up if you're a Clint Eastwood fan. If you've never seen it, you might want to check that out. It's also just came out on Blu-ray. Next up, John Wayne, Hellfighters. Something really, really different. I have never seen a story like this, and I highly enjoyed this, actually. It's about John Wayne. He owns a company that goes around stopping oil fires. I've never seen that in a movie ever. And that's what the movie's all about, stopping these oil fires. And of course, there's other plots going on, like he has a daughter he never really talks to, or his business partner, and there's some people who get hurt in this. But overall, a really cool movie. If you're like John Wayne, if you're into like something really different plot-wise, check this out. I highly enjoyed that. Just came out on Blu-ray. Insidious Chapter 3. I actually thought this was a pretty cool movie. Not the greatest out of the bunch, but it's a prequel to the first one, and I thought it was decent. It's got a lot of scary parts to it, and a lot of jump parts, but it's definitely a lot better than Annabelle. Annabelle is just jumpy parts, and that's it. This one actually has a little bit of cool story to it. I'll definitely give this a shot. If not, give it a rent. It's worth it. Next up, San Andreas, starring The Rock, or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, or Dwayne Johnson. This movie is decent. Some people give it a bad review, but I thought it was a decent movie because it's more of a popcorn flick, of course. It's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff being damaged. So definitely has great visuals, and it's more of, like I said, a popcorn flick. So if you're in something like that, just go in just to have a little bit of fun. Definitely try to give it a rent. Jurassic World. This is actually a pretty cool movie. The visuals are really great. I'll probably give this a 4 out of 5. It's not greater than the first film, but it looks really good. Now, the story is actually decent, and Chris Pratt does a good job. I liked it. The movie is pretty cool. You can pick up the special editions of it. You can get the Walmart one, which is the lunchbox. It comes with the movie, or you can go anywhere else and get the little tin can circular thing, which I didn't really want, so I just got this guy. Good movie. Check it out. Next up, just came out on Blu-ray. Had to get it. Cheech and Chong on Blu-ray. Come on. Corsasian Brothers. This is a childhood favorite of mine. I highly enjoyed this when I was a young guy, and I still like it. Of course it's silly. Of course it's a silly movie, and I highly enjoyed it though, but it just came out on Blu-ray, so if you didn't know about it, go pick it up. Another movie that just came out on Blu-ray, had to pick it up. Also, I have to say that's from Olive Films, along with this one. This is Stephen King, Sometimes They Come Back. This is a made-for-TV movie. It gets mediocre reviews, but I thought it was a pretty cool movie. This is another one. I thought this was a good movie. It's kind of weird though. It's like these kids who died, and this guy's passed right here, a long time ago, who killed his brother, but they also died. He got hit by a train. But this guy moves back to his town some odd years later, and these guys come back. It's kind of weird like that. It's like a ghost story or something like that. But everybody else can see who they are as well, except for sometimes. But anyways, this is a cool movie. I would definitely say if you're a Stephen King's film fan, check this out. Another movie that just came out from Olive Films on Blu-ray. All good prices, by the way. Soon they'll probably go up to a bad price, which I'll never buy, but $12.99 is a good price. Meteor Man. Had to get this. Childhood favorite. One of the good black superhero movies. It's funny. It's from Robert Townsend. I enjoyed Robert Townsend. I have Hollywood Shuffle, by the way. It's another good movie. But I enjoyed this movie. It's fun. It's out there, silly, but it's a good movie. It's fun. Next up, it's a horror movie from Olive Films. Just came out on Blu-ray. It's called Breeders. Very weird film. Not really that great. Really bad acting, but overall, it's a decent film. And some people like it just because how bad it is. But I thought it was a decent film. It's okay. It's got a weird weird gore kind of thing going on. It's some nudity as well. I would say if you're into like low B film type movies, you might like this. Next up, just came out on Blu-ray as well from Olive Films, Charles Bronson. I've been collecting a lot of his movies. This one's Messenger of Death. Actually, 2 of them just came out. I think this is my favorite of the 2. This one's kind of weird. It deals with Mormons and 2 Mormons going at each other, and he's trapped in the middle because he's a reporter and whatnot. But overall, I thought it was a cool movie. Decent. I like Charles Bronson. He's a badass. Next up again, like I said, Charles Bronson from Olive Films. This one's Kenjiti, Forbidden Subject. He's dealing with the Japanese folk in this one. He's playing a cop. He's kind of a racist against the Japanese because of what happens. But overall, it's a decent movie. I think it's decent. There's one guy pimping out very young ladies as well, and he's trying to stop this guy by whatever needs necessary. But it's a cool movie. I like it. I'll probably buy everything Charles Bronson anyways. But anyways, next up, I had to get this from Kino Films here on Blu-ray. It's called Blown Away. Highly enjoyed this film about bombs. And it's Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones playing the bad guy, but he's playing like an Irish accented bad guy, so he's not really, so he has an accent throughout. So you may not like that, you may like that. But overall, he's a pretty crazy bad guy in this, and he's blowing shit up. What else is not to like? He's kind of like, if you like bomb movies like Speed or something like that, it's on that kind of level of type of action. It's a lot of explosions and whatnot. I highly enjoyed this. I would say definitely check that out. Next up from Kino, River's Edge. Had to pick this up because of Keanu Reeves is in it. Overall, it's a decent movie. Has Dennis Hopper in it. Keanu Reeves is like, kind of a badass punk rocker guy, as with all the other guys are in it as well. But overall, it's an okay movie. It gets good reviews, I think, but I had to pick it up because I wanted to check it out. That was decent. Next up, had to pick this up. It's a Couch Trip. Boom. This is actually a pretty cool movie. Dan Aykroyd playing a mentally ill patient who escapes, playing a psychiatrist, and he's going around and he's actually doing a good job playing a psychiatrist and whatnot, being a radio host and whatnot. It's actually a really good movie. It's funny, not overly funny, but it's a good movie. I like the story of it. Right, next up from Kino again, Blu-ray, Burnt Offerings. Had to pick this up. Just came out. Has Betty Davis. I'm a Betty Davis fan. This is a very weird movie, actually, but enjoyable. As these people go into this house and they get trapped and they get sucked in. It's kind of like The Shining. Has that sort of feel to it where the house takes you over these people's minds and whatnot. But overall, it's a cool movie. I'll definitely give it a shot. Another movie that just came out. This is an Edgar Allan Poe tale, of course, is of the living dead sort of thing. It's got Vincent Price and Christopher Lee. The Oblong Box. Overall, this is actually a pretty cool movie. It's about this guy who goes to Africa, and these African guys mess him up somehow, make his face all burnt up looking, so he's walking around with a mask the entire time. But I like the story of it. It's a pretty cool movie, and at the end, of course, you get to see what the living dead portion of it is about. It deals with voodoo. Next up from Disney. Some people don't like it, but I enjoyed it. It was visually stunning, and I thought the story was decent. Tomorrowland. Some people don't like it, like I said, but hey, I enjoyed it. I'm a Disney film fan. Next up, had to get this first time on Blu-ray, Aladdin, my favorite Disney movie. It looks really good on Blu-ray, and of course, had to have this. The story's really good, and it's also not just for kids, but for adults too. Alright, coming down to the last bit, I got a Criterion movie. My Own Private Idaho, of course, has Keanu Reeves in it. That's why I got it, and also got it because of River Phoenix. Never seen any of his movies. Overall, it's a decent film. It gets good reviews, really good reviews, but I thought it was just okay. Keanu and River Phoenix are playing like prostitutes, male prostitutes, and they're doing like gay acts and stuff like that just to make money and stuff. And that's what the whole movie's about. A whole bunch of a bunch of guys who are prostitutes and whatnot, and they're trying to get by. So overall, I thought it was a decent movie. If you're into Keanu Reeves, and it gets a good review. So I would say give it a check. Check it out, I guess. Unless you're a collector, you should probably pick it up. Alright, next up, going up to my steelbooks. I got The Avengers, Age of Ultron. Some people don't like it. They give it a mediocre review, but hey, I'm a big fan of The Avengers. And I had to pick this up because I thought it was enjoyable. Tons of action, and you get to see all the Avengers going on in it. And this is the steelbook portion, of course, and it has inside artwork, and I highly enjoyed this. Not as good as the first one, but I thought it was good. Next up and last steelbook, I got Southpaw, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. This guy surprised me. Every single movie he does, it gets better and better and better. Southpaw is a really good movie. It's about boxing, of course. It's not like Rocky or anything where he's starting from the bottom, working his way up. This guy is on top and he falls and then he comes back up. But overall, it's really good. It's got a lot of good acting in it, and Jake Gyllenhaal's just crushing these movies, by the way. It's really good. Definitely give this a shot if you don't own it, and if you're like, hey, I don't know if I'll like it, give it a rent. Alright guys, that's it. That's all the movies I bought in October. Don't forget to come back again for my November purchases, and I'll share that with you. Alright, subscribe, hit like, dislike, comment. Don't forget to go to soreelflix.com. And hey, all my links are below. If you don't have your annotations on, just click show more in the description box. I'll show all the links I post up down there, all my reviews. A link to get to soreelflix.com. And hey, a link to go buy these cool shirts. So, alright guys, thanks for viewing. SRF Ninja, out.